Reflecting and Synthesizing, part of the 21st Century Skill Series for teachers and parents. What is it? Reflection means to take time to think about what you just learned or did. Educational guru John Dewey said, "Reflection is thinking for an extended period by linking recent experiences to earlier ones in order to promote a more complex and interrelated mental schema. The thinking involves looking for commonalities, differences, and interrelations beyond their superficial elements." Synthesis means to combine experiences together to create a stronger understanding of the topic. When I learned that analysis is the opposite of synthesis, that helped me to better understand its meaning. Analysis means to separate a whole into its constituent parts in order to study them individually. Synthesis is the opposite, as it combines separate parts to form a coherent whole. If we reflect correctly, we should be successful at synthesizing our learning.
Well, we've done reflections in human body for writing and for after we made our posters, and we wrote reflections, and it sort of helped you learn by sort of helping you remember what you did in the past.
In traditional classrooms, students often go from one activity or assignment to another, rarely taking time to reflect and combine the new learning with past experiences. In a 21st century classroom, students individually, collaboratively, or as a whole class reflect on recent experiences to make learning more meaningful. Reflection can help clear up misconceptions or fine-tune students' understanding of each activity.
When I was reflecting on the human body in the Oregon Trail, I remembered a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't have remembered. When I was looking for examples of what I learned, I remembered a lot of stuff. I was trying to think of how we dealt with the camera and stuff like that, and it was I didn't really remember all the stuff, but then when I really thought about it, I remembered all the stuff, a lot of details.
Other advantages of having students reflect on their learning include to make connections to prior experiences or lessons, to clarify what it is that they're learning, to identify areas of improvement, to identify areas of prowess, and to become a more active and aware learner.
So that we don't forget anything, it's stuck in our brains, we can't really get it out.
The small amount of time invested during and at the end of a valuable learning experience will end up paying huge dividends. Ultimately, teachers could end up saving time in class due to the fact that less time might be needed reviewing or reteaching material.
I know that we reflected in Oregon Trail, and I think that helped us understand how the pioneers felt when something happened to them. And for human body, we reflected on our activity that we did when we made our paper version, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, it just helped us understand.
When I teach reflection in class, I ask students to consider some of the following. What were the successes and setbacks of the experience? What were some of your strengths and weaknesses during the activity? What aspect of the lesson was meaningful, significant, important, or useful? What did you learn during this experience? What past experiences are similar to this one? What have you learned in the past that relates to today's lesson? How can you improve your final product from today's activity? What aspect of today's lesson will be most important for you in the future? After answering some of those questions, I like to end with one of these two questions. What can you do to improve your learning regarding today's topic? Or how will you extend your learning of today's topic past what is expected? Throughout the year, I had my students complete various kinds of reflection activities. Reflections can take many forms, so I had them write their reflections, video record their reflections, and even act out their reflections. I found that the questions mentioned on the previous slide can be answered and shared in many different formats. Some of the best examples of reflection activities we did this year were in relation to our studies of the Oregon Trail. Go to psolars.weebly.com to see them for yourself.
Well, the reflections, they help you learn because you might not remember all the stuff you learned that day, so you either put it on a voice thread, which is you record it
of what that you did that day, or for Oregon Trail, and like what you did, what your characters did, and what problems and stuff. Or you could have done a video for Oregon Trail, and then you could also write one on Weebly. Just whatever you like. The human body one, you could just learn what you do what you learned about the organs and some of the muscles.
When evaluating students on reflection and synthesis, I look for two specific behaviors. Number one, reflect critically on learning experiences and processes. And number two, synthesize and make connections between information and arguments. For more information on how to write a reflection, visit my website at psolars.weebly.com/howtowriteareflection.html. It's written at a high level, but it's simplified for 5th graders under the heading Mr. Solars' version. Also, I'd like to wish a sincere thank you to creately.com for the use of their website to make the graphic organizers that you saw in this video. For more information on 21st Century Skills, visit the Partnership for 21st Century Skills at www.p21.org. To see more of what I'm doing with my 5th graders, visit our classroom website at psolars.weebly.com. Check out the Educators tab, as well as the Past, Present, and Future tabs to see the projects and activities that we're doing in class. Also, feel free to email me any questions that you have to psolars@sd25.org. Finally, be sure to check out other episodes of the 21st Century Skills series for teachers and parents available on this YouTube channel. Thank you.